recording this, so I'll share it with you so you can actually watch and give feedback
Perfect.
when you have time. And then,
Okay.
guys, I'll send everybody your feedback once it's all received. All
Good.
right.
Thank you.
Okay. My topic is about food security, how the climate is impacting it. Food security is very important. If you can't feed your nation or the globe, um, what can you do? According to the UN, food security is when people at all times have physical and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food. I guess that's all of us right now. So I guess we're lucky about that. But it can change because climate change is having a negative impact on food security.
Sorry, Anthony. I don't mean to cut you off, and I stopped your time. Can you full screen your presentation at the bottom? Or yeah, sorry, where it says start slideshow at the top,
Okay,
so that way we can see it all the way.
I don't
Here.
see that.
Sorry, your screen to the left, where your
Okay,
slides are. You see start slide. Yeah, click that, and then we
okay.
should be able to. Oh, it's splitting your screen. Um,
No, no, no. I can make it better.
okay,
That is better.
that's much better. Yeah,
It's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
perfect. All right.
Mhm.
All right. Like I was saying, climate change is having a negative impact on food security. Now it's not letting me go through.
Oh, okay. Maybe if you hit escape, and we'll still be able to see it. We should be able to. Okay. Yeah,
You
there you
see
go.
now? You can see?
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay. What's causing the problem is the rise in global temperature. It's having an effect on all our crops, our forest resources, and also our water supplies. California could be a glimpse of the future. California is home to a $46 billion agriculture industry. A lot of food products are made in California or grown in California. And right now, that industry is in danger due to a drought. One of the ways they're dealing with the drought is short term, using the groundwater for crops. Like I said, this is only short term, and this has a negative effect in itself. When you lose large amounts of groundwater for irrigation, it takes years of normal rainfall to replenish, compounding the problem. As global temperature rise, so does the increase and intensity of storms. While the western half of the U.S. has suffered from drought and wildfire, the eastern half has been different. We've been dealing with superstorms, such as Sandy, Harvey, whatever. These large storms can wipe out crops and damage roads, not allowing farmers to get their crops to the market. So not only are the crops and the land in danger, but the infrastructure to get the crops and everything to the market is at danger. And not only does that happen, but also when these storms happen and when intense heat, erosion of the topsoil also happens. This makes the land less fertile. Climate change will affect the American breadbasket. It was often said that the American breadbasket could actually feed the world. It was like the breadbasket of the world, not just the Americas. Farming across the Midwest because of global warming and climate change will become more of a challenge. There was a study financed by the U.S. Department of Energy that has predicted that if global warming is not stopped, the American breadbasket in our heartland might have to move north into Canada. But emissions from cars and industry has also led to more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. I know there's smart cars and everything, but carbon dioxide is still rising. And when this happens, weeds feed on carbon dioxide the way we feed on oxygen. And what this means for food security is that weeds damage crops. When weeds are more prevalent, there's less crops. You might have to use more insecticide, and stuff like that, which is not really helpful anyway. The global warming has also brought pests further north, also damaging crops. And when there's a warmer winter, more pests, more insects have more of a breeding season, which also leads to more of them, which also leads to more damaging effects. Well, the climate change also can have an impact on meat, dairy products, and food as well. The grazing areas are being damaged. It's less land, less food for cattle and all the livestock. That's going to be less meat, less dairy products as well. And not to discount seafood. Seafood is also an important part of the food chain. 30% of carbon dioxide is absorbed by our oceans. Carbon dioxide can destroy things like plankton, and the small fish that feed on the plankton will suffer, and then the large fish that we eat that feed on the small fish will suffer. Just simply, some marine life would not be able to cope with this changing environment. Can we adapt to or reverse climate change in regards to food security? I think so. I believe so, but we had to start with the politicians. Some politicians don't even believe in global warming. Some might be in office right now. But they have to take it as seriously as tax codes of healthcare. I think what we have to do is speak to them in their language. Global warming has an impact for national defense. If we could talk to them and maybe that way, maybe they might get the hint. Or we can talk to them in the money sense, maybe they might get the hint. But if we can't, we should invest in more wind energy, solar power versus the fossil fuels. This energy is more cleaner, and it can stop with leading to more emissions. And also, we need to concentrate on eliminating waste and produce crops that yield a bigger harvest. I just wonder how much food is actually wasted. We need to use other sources of water instead of groundwater. When I was in Iraq, I was surprised how much water there was in Iraq and Saudi Arabia. They use a lot of desalination out there in the Persian Gulf and the Red Sea. Maybe we can, tap into that technology. I think if we do, we could, the environment will be better off. And in the long run, the food security will be better. And that's what I have.
Well, that's good. I mean, I cannot compliment you enough, Anthony. You were interesting, you were conversational, you were convincing. You really racked it up, man.
Thank you.
Yes, exactly. I'm clapping too. Your content was great. Your presentation was great.
Thank you.
And I think that I was worried at first when we only had 10 minutes for each presentation, because I didn't know if it would be long enough, but you were able to deal with a fairly complex topic in a serious amount of depth. So that was also a plus.
Thank you.
Definitely. You actually left yourself about 2 minutes for questions. Sure. And yeah, it didn't, not in a bad way in any way, it didn't feel like you were talking for that short of a period of time. It felt like you gave us a lot of really thorough, in-depth explanation. And yeah, I mean, Really, really great job. The only thing I might say is maybe to add some graphics in there, because when you talk about food security, there's so many, like even you asked the question about food, you said, I wonder about food waste. I promise you there's probably a graphic out there that would just kind of beat in that point you're making of what things, how the need for food security is. Um,
Okay.
yeah, and I love the sarcastic political point. I think as emergency managers, because we're expected to kind of stay neutral and just give the facts,
Right.
the best way to kind of throw in one of those political points is just the way you did it. So great job, man.
Yeah, ask a question. That's how you
Yeah.
ask the question. So people could draw their own conclusion. So you weren't forcing them to think anything in particular. You'd provided them all the facts they needed, and so it was pretty clear,
Yeah.
but you
I have their
didn't
own
say.
opinion.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Good
Yes.
job.
Yes,
Thank you.
definitely. And your timer just went off. So I mean, really great job. Set the bar high for the night. I like that. All
Thank you.
right. Nursey, ready?
I don't know how to like put the PowerPoint up for you guys to see it.
All right, no worries. That's why we practice.
Well, yeah, Professor T is going to send me a copy, and so, we didn't see much of Anthony's either. So just, oh, there it is.
Look, here you go. All right.
Maybe.
That's your computer. All right. So
Yep.
all you'd have to do is just go into present mode like you usually would. Um,
Uh, where would that be?
oh, sorry. Okay. My bad. Go down to the bottom of your screen. You see you have notes, comments. There's another icon beside it. Go over two more icons to what looks like a projector screen. There you go. That's your presentation button. And when you are ready, the floor is yours.
Oh, good. I don't have to see you guys while I'm presenting.
Yeah, it takes the pressure off, right?
Yes, it does. I'm so okay. That's cool. All right. So I'm doing sea level impacts. You guys can see. This is relating to sea levels. So sea levels are set to rise over the up and coming century. Scientists project another 1.2 to 2.6 feet of global sea level rise by two, two, 2100. Sorry, I'm getting nervous. As the ocean. So can I just like speak about every slide instead of reading it because I wrote.
Please, please.
That's what we want.
Okay, okay,
That's what
cool.
we
So
want. That's the
basically,
goal.
okay, cool. So basically, this information is saying that as global warming is happening, all of the glaciers are melting, and that's causing the oceans to have more water to store, and that's also having a big impact on the level of water. Okay. A rise of 2 feet above today's sea level are expected to put more than 1 trillion of property losses in the US. Also, one of the major problems that we're dealing with as sea levels rises is the salt water. So salt water is making its way to the land more efficiently as it did before, and that's causing some damages to animals, to a lot of the minerals and stuff like the plants and stuff like that. And we don't think about how all that stuff is affecting us. We only think about the water rising, but we never put thought to all the problems that come in with the water, the salt water coming into the land. The area that actually is housing Metropolitan College is said to be impacted by sea level, by the rise of sea levels. In New York City, seas have risen by 1 foot during the past century, which helped within the storm of Hurricane Sandy. When the Hurricane Sandy storm struck, Sandy flooded all of the subway tunnels that connected Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Queens. These are some of the areas that will be affected by the rise of sea levels. New York, which is home to a lot of people. I don't have to read the numbers because numbers kill me. Massachusetts, North Carolina, Florida, Texas, Louisiana, and Washington. This is just among a lot. Emergency management. The emergency management community plans for all types of emergencies, whether man-made or natural. Climate changes and changes in the weather patterns have had increased the planning and the way that emergency management are looking at all type of disasters, because we only, not that we only think about floods and hurricanes and wildfires and bombings and stuff like that. It's making us think now in a more like outside the box, because how would we really fix a city underwater, like a complete city underwater, if the levels were to rise to a level where like we won't be able to function as opposed to how we function during a flood. Solution. So sea level risings are basically caused by climate change. So we would have to target climate change in order to reduce the level of sea level that's rising. By doing so, we would have to do harm reduction, such as minimizing the production of greenhouse gas, reducing the waste, using fuel efficiently, um, recycling, reducing carbon monoxide, and stuff like that. And like Anthony mentioned, we will have to speak to politicians in a way where they can understand basically money. If we could put some energy into reducing global warming, it'll save us a ton of money in the long run during emergencies, because we won't have to utilize a lot of services. We could plan to reduce instead of just um, letting things occur and then planning for it then. Conclusion. Climate change affects the amount of wildlife, higher sea levels, extreme rainfall, heat waves, human and animal disease spreading, which was information that I just learned. I wasn't aware that sea levels rising or climate change could actually spread diseases. I found that to be very interesting, because again, we don't think about that type of stuff. We must accept that science in global warming is present and is having a big change, especially for the younger generation among us. Because when the sea levels are going to be like basically, since the climate has changed, and we already seen a lot of storms happening in a short amount of time, and that's only going to get worse throughout the time. So the younger generation um at risk is at high risk for storms, and so are we, but they're going to be impacted more. Hopefully not, but the way the climate is
Pardon
changing.
me? Excuse me.
These are my references. You guys have any questions? I don't know how to get out of this.
It's okay. I'll take the presenter off. So, um, really, really great job there.
Thank you.
Trying to take that off of your screen. If you'll click the screen that says show that, you can still see your control panel for GoToMeeting. Can you pull that up?
Yeah, it's
I'm going to
up.
show you guys a quick trick. Oh, we're not going to be able to see it then. We can't see it on your screen. Okay. Well, you see where you have the microphone button, and below it you have a camera button.
Yeah.
Those should both be green, and then below it you have a button that looks like a screen, and it's green also. There you go. You hit that
Yes.
button, and we're all back. Okay.
Was
So
nervous.
I already know. Don't be nervous. You shouldn't be. I think Kay might have had to step away for a second. She's actually
Well,
had a.
can you
Are you
hear
here?
me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you
Okay.
hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, something happened and my system just kind of shut down. But
Okay.
I wanted to say that I really enjoyed that. One recommendation that I have for you, or this is what I do to before I present for your final presentation, is to read it through all the way. You know, like in your bedroom or somewhere in your office or something where you're by yourself. Just read through it 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
I think that'll help. And I thought that you used also a sense of humor, and you asked some questions, and you were really logical in your presentation. So it was nice, and it was an attractive set of slides.
Thanks.
Definitely. I agree 100%. When you sent me the slides, I had made some feedback for you, but one of my comments was, that I thought stylistically it was very like aesthetically pleasing. So, which I think helps when you're talking about a topic that's, really powerful ultimately, and can be kind of scary for
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, I learned a lot of information while doing the research.
Yeah, exactly.
We could
I
tell.
could tell that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You bled
You
it.
had gone through the subject matter logically, and you'd done your research, and you had it organized well as in addition.
Definitely. I agree. One thing I like that you asked, can I just talk about this and not read it? Just word to the wise for everybody in a presentation situation. It's always better to make it conversational. Talk to us. That
Yeah.
being said, make sure if you're going to just be talking to us about it, that you have slides that are impactful based on what you say. And it's harder for a person, if you're going to just talk to me, for me to also read a paragraph behind you. So
Yeah.
it's something to think about in a presentation situation. I want my most powerful points that are going to stick with people. And these points are going to actually do the work in allowing me to talk and beat my points into somebody's head and say, okay, you really walk away with understanding how impactful sea level rise is. And you put those 3 or 5 points up there of what we could do. And then you talk to me about it. So now those points stick with me. And that conversation we had also sticks with me, So when you're presenting
The key words,
those,
the
yeah,
key phrases, they'll stand out.
exactly. Exactly. So, but really great job. One thing, like we've said this to everybody, I think, Kay. Also, nurses, sorry, you stayed within your time. It just went off. So great job.
Okay.
But we've said it to everybody, be conversational as much as possible. That's what makes this stuff really interesting, and that's what gets your audience to buy in. And ultimately, that's what you want to be able to do as an emergency manager. You want to shed light on these points that a lot of people may not understand, may not know about. Politically, they may not believe it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
you want to be able to give that and kind of get that buy-in that way, regardless of if you're working on the public side or you're working in business continuity. You'll find yourself fighting that same battle. So the program's a good place to practice. We're going to give you more practice. I know a lot of people aren't here, and a lot of who is here already has presented. So for those of you who are not, contact me offline, and we'll see if we can schedule a time to go over it. And Kay, any of those that I do that way, I'll also record and share with you if you're not available.
Okay. Yeah, tonight's the only time I have a challenge about being available. They've come in twice and told me that dinner is being served.
Do you, before we go, because we will go soon, but do you want to tell everybody where you are tonight? I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, I am celebrating, along with about 3,000 people, the election of President Clinton 25 years ago, last week. So, Anthony, you understand why I liked your points so well. Yeah, everybody's gathered here, and we have a group of Arkansas travelers in Little Rock, and also we call ourselves the ASOBs, Arkansas Staff of Bill, because of my work with him for 12 years from the governor's office and a long time friendship since 1973.
Not to cut you off. I just wanted to get this out before I talk to you. I was able to shake President Clinton's hand once.
Is that right?
Yes, I was coming back from coming back from Iraq. It was January of 2006. I think he was going on a trip to somewhere in France, and his plane had mechanical difficulties. And he knew troops were coming in, and he stood at the not the gate but the ramp, and he shook all of our hands as we came.
Oh, that's so great, Anthony.
Yeah,
Wow.
I know he enjoyed that.
I remember that. Too bad I lost the picture, but but I remember it.
That's awesome. That's
Wow.
11 years ago. He
Wow.
left a lasting impression.
Yeah, and it looks like Anthony may have made a dinner conversation topic tonight.
That's right. Then I get to report that to the troops.
Go Anthony.
That's right.
Yeah. So, well, if no one has any other remarks or questions, we will sign off early
I have a
tonight.
question.
Yes.
How do we give the link? I don't see it anymore to give feedback.
I'll put it there again for everybody. Make sure, guys, please. I know a lot of you got some good feedback from your classmates last week. Please make sure you go on and give Anthony and Nirsi some feedback. They did really great presentations, and it always helps to hear any additional comments from your peers. Everyone who's received one can tell you. I'd really give you everything that they put there. You get to see it, and it's all anonymous. So,
Right.
be nice, but be firm. I just want to do that. Yeah.
I'm very proud of you all.
Thank you.
Definitely. Yes, Catherine. No sound? She just put a comment here. Oh, you want to stay on maybe?
I think that one of the classmates is coming on that's supposed to be presenting.
Oh, okay. And who might that be? That's 40 minutes late?
I'm not sure. I think it might be Daisy.
Okay.
Because I think we received a text just now, just saying in a few, but I'm not sure. I believe it's that she's coming on. I can check.
Okay, yeah, if you could check, and we'll wait until 40. If we don't have her on here, I'm not going to hold everybody up, and maybe she can just present for Kay if Kay still has time.
Sure.
Kay, do you have till 9 still? Yep, I don't know. Kay, are you still there?
Yes, I'm getting a low battery signal,
Oh,
so
no.
I don't know how long it's going to last.
Okay. Well, no, really, if we don't get her on
surprised me.
here soon, then we will just do she can schedule with me offline like we offered to everyone else.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds good. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. So we
I'm
don't
sorry that I'm having to leave. I really appreciate all the
Don't
presentations
be
tonight.
sorry. That's a great event.
Yeah, right.
We're okay.
Like, yeah, I wish I had to leave for the same reason, like, and not just to go eat.
I'll tell
curry
you all
chicken
about
downstairs.
it next time.
Yes, please, definitely. Telling you guys, like, it seems like almost every week, Kay has another one of these just like wow experience type events. Is she gone? I think she's gone. She left us. Okay. I'm gonna send Catherine and Daisy an email here. And you guys go have a good night. I don't know if you like TGIT, but if so,
Good
you
night.
watch Scandal tonight.
Good night.
All right, good night. Catherine, you still there?
Yeah.
If you want to
Yes.
stay on, we can work on making sure your presentation will work.
Okay.
All
No
right,
problem.
and you can just let Daisy know for me that we can schedule a time to do it because it's important that we're on time for these kinds of things. So particularly final presentations, just fair warning, when Professor Frank is on here, it's no joke. So, okay, I'm going to make you the presenter, Catherine, and then let's work this out. Okay. All righty. Hello.
Hello.
Good there. They just look so like comfortable right now. Like
They're
your peace
sleeping.
place. It's beautiful. Okay, so we'll work on two things. First, I just want you to be able to do it without the screen that blocks. And that screen that you use to change it, there's a way to set it up on Prezi. I was talking to a friend of mine. They use it for her. Okay, it's not up there right now.
It will be.
Oh, okay. But does it have to be?
Well, I use it to toggle along.
Uh-huh.
And then it kind of is like a place holder for me.
Okay. So do me.
So
Oh, because of the time.
I'm sorry.
that too.
Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Sorry, caller.
Daisy.
Daisy. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm working with Catherine. We actually pretty much kind of, I guess we could still do it. Are you able to log on via a computer?
I'm about to log on now. I was at work. The girls were texting me. I just got in right now.
Okay. Well, go ahead and log on, and I'll do it because I have this set up on record, and then I'll share it with Kay later. So you go on and log on, but I'm working with Catherine right now to get her screen issue worked out. Alrighty?
Thank you so much. I'm sorry. I know I've been some extra work, but
No, it's okay. Everybody's extra work. It's grad school. So that's what we signed up for. So it's okay. All right, Catherine, back to where you
Yep.
are. So let's try this switch screen just quickly. What does that do?
It just moves it.
Okay. And then at the bottom of that box, there is a button that looks like two arrows diagonal opposite from each other at the bottom of the presenter view box. Oh, that's what it takes it away?
No, I just window.
Okay. So, now that box, when you see the button at the bottom of the presenter view box, at the bottom right corner?
This one?
Not that one, but the one on the presenter view box.
This?
No,
Oh.
go up to the other box that's a pop-up that's kind of blocking us from seeing it. No, down. No, the box that says presenter view that's up the window that has
The
the
little
timer
TV
on it.
set?
No, the window that has the timer. Yeah, at the bottom of that window. Hit that. Okay, it won't. So my hope was that because it makes it distracting, it's hard to see your presentation with that thing there.
I guess I can print out like something and just have it on me here, like on my lap, or just to kind of keep myself with a reminder, I guess, of where I'm at, and I'll just do that instead then if we can't.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. All right. I wanted us to be able to work it out because I'm like, I know with Google Slides in particular, if you're sharing your presentation on GoToMeeting, you can basically like I can pick the screen that you see and I can make sure it's not the presenter view screen. Oh, that's the other thing we could try. Go to your GoToMeeting control panel. You leave this up though. And is your control panel up?
Yep.
Okay, I hate that we can't see your control panel. GoToMeeting's so good about that. If you click screen sharing, and it allows you to see all the options for screen sharing.
Yep.
Okay, is there an option to just see only that window, the Prezi presentation window? And not like, do
Oh,
you see
maybe.
presenter view as an option and the one that says water scarcity?
There's yeah.
Okay, click
Actually, it
water
says
scarcity. Oh, sorry, what does it say?
well, it says my screen, main screen. Then it says real whiteboard, just Prezi.
Just Prezi's the only one it shows?
Okay, now can you see it?
We can see just the Prezi. Can you still see your presenter view?
Yes.
All right, we worked it out. Yes.
That's great.
Love it.
Oh, okay. This is
All
awesome.
right.
Okay, so now we know.
Yes, now we know. Now, did you write that down? Because it's on you to remember that in 2 weeks.
No, I did.
No.
That's good because then also the timer's there, and I kind of like it because it reminds me, when to stop and all that. So, okay, great. Thank you so much.
No problem. No problem. I knew, that's really why we do this part, so that when you guys do it in real time, you don't have to deal with all of this part. Because we try to have the program directors here, and we even open it up to some of the other faculty. So some professors you may have in the future might attend. No pressure. But, we just want to go ahead and work all these kinks out. So once I give you presenter view, it's on. And I notice we still have a few people on here. Great. You guys can go ahead and email me to sign up for time slots if you want, for presenting when the week comes. So let me go to where I can show you that. I'm like, where's Daisy?
I'm here. I'm holding on.
You log
Connected to me.
Okay. In like 10 minutes. We still got 13 right now before Scandal comes on. You know? You know what I'm saying? I'm joking. Okay. So I'm going to become presenter just quickly so I can show you guys. Not my main screen, Safari. Here we go. All right. Show this window. All right, everybody see this window?
You see me?
Ooh, I do not see you yet. Hear you, but don't see you.
Wait, because you know
Whose
my
feedback is that? That's yours. Oh, you gotta hang up on the phone.
I don't. You hear me? Hold on.
I'm gonna mute you.
You hear me?
Yep, we can hear you fine.
I think I messed up what you see me. Hold on. No, I'm not.
I'm sending you a webcam request. Just accept it, and you'll be good.
Okay.
All right. Now, right here, I have week 12. So that's week after Thanksgiving. Okay. And week 13. If you see these,
It says go to
email.
meeting. Hold on.
Hey guys, sorry, Daisy. I'm giving some direction right quick. Okay. All right. So I need you to email me for a time slot. I would suggest going on and getting it out the way and not waiting till the last minute. And for anybody who I haven't gotten presentation from you, separately from this, I need you to email me and schedule a time for us to do your presentations. You don't see us? We see you.
me?
Yeah, we see you.
Oh. I don't see you. Let me. I'm taking this thing off to put
The
on here.
window, I was going to say your window might be closed up. But yeah, so you see this? Take advantage of it. Hit me up for a time slot ASAP. Okay, Daisy. You don't have to see us. We just need to see you in your presentation. As long as we can see you in your presentation, it's 2 thumbs up there. Okay. So I just sent you the presenter screen. Okay.
Okay, so I plug this in my computer, right? I plug
You
this in.
you plugged
Can
what?
I do it? Because I just sent you what I updated on it, so through email.
Have you
I was,
submitted yours to
yeah,
Moodle?
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no, I have that you did. Sorry. I have that. Okay. Um, where is your presentation? Is it pulled up already?
See, now I don't know how to do that on. I just put it in the computer. I just inserted it in the computer.
Oh, it's on a
So
flash drive.
yes.
Okay. All right. Come down to actually, you know what? I'm gonna show you. No, it'll better for me to tell you.
'Cause
Uh,
I keep losing you on the screen. Why is that? What am
well,
I
so
doing?
it's not important that you can see us. It's just more important that you're able to pull up the presentation.
Okay.
Because once you start presenting, it's going to take us away anyway. You won't be able to see us anymore. But if you go down to the bottom of your screen, there's a folder beside the E in the middle. At the,
Download the
no, no,
Outlook
no.
plugin.
At the very bottom of the whole screen, there are some icons in the middle center. And there's
Okay.
an E that's probably for like Internet Explorer. And to the right of that is a folder. Click the folder.
All right.
Okay. Does that folder show your flash drive on it?
Yes.
All right. So you should be able to just open it from here,
Okay.
and then I'll tell you how to put it full screen for us.
Oh man, I don't see it big dog. Jesus.
Well, not yet. It's okay. So now that it's up, if you'll go up, well, close that out for you. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you both. There's two ways that you can full screen your presentation. I'm going to show you both of them. Okay. So one is if you look at the top where you have file, home, insert, design, transitions, animations, slideshow. You
Okay.
click slideshow. Okay. Now you could either play it from the beginning, or the other option is if you look at the very of this whole screen, look at the bottom right corner and you'll see a series of buttons. Right now, the first button is clicked. Okay. But the
Oh yeah,
fourth,
I have to go to like two,
huh?
and then I have to go to each one.
No, 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 no. What I'm saying, I'm telling you a different way that you can full screen your presentation into presenter view. If you take your mouse pointer all the way down to the bottom of this screen, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
where you see those buttons, and one of them is clicked right now. No, on the
Yes.
actual PowerPoint screen, not down there. Up a little bit. Hold on. Where'd your mouse go? No, no. Down at the bottom of the PowerPoint screen. So just the box that is PowerPoint. Yes, you see those buttons. Okay. That one you're on says slide sorter. If you go over to the right, two more, there's one that looks like a presentation screen drop down.
Oh wait, I gotta move this so I can see it. Hold on.
Oh yeah, your control panel might be in your way.
Okay.
There you go. Okay. You see that button right there that says slideshow when you go over it?
Yes.
Click that. This also takes you into full screen. So those are two ways that you can do that. You can go to that slideshow tab and click
This is
start from
better.
beginning, or I like just clicking the button because that button is universal on any type of
Yeah.
presentation software you use. It's always going to be that drop down. It looks like an old school presenter screen or whatever, pop up presenter screen. Okay, so we're going to do this. You've got 10 minutes. All right. And
Okay.
when you're ready to start, you begin. I'll
Hey,
tell
I
you.
just want to ask you one more question. How do I click to the next?
So you can click. You can just you have your left, right, up, and down buttons, right?
I
On
just see
on
the
the on the no, not on the screen. I'm talking about on the actual keyboard.
yes.
Okay, so if you press to the right, it takes you forward. If you press to the left, it'll take you back.
Okay.
All right. Try it out one time before I start your time, so we make sure there's no delay. All right. Okay. So when you're ready, my dear.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Daisy Torres, and my topic was air pollution, climate risk on air pollution. Okay, I'm gonna get into the details right now. Oh, I wanted to get into the bottom of because I like what I was gonna speak on is at the bottom of the picture. Can I
Oh,
pull
you're
that up?
saying it's in your presenter notes?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you want to have those on you. Okay. Because when you present,
Mm,
you're going to only be able to see it from here. For now, we'll do it like that, and you can go through each screen so you can see it. But you want to make sure you print those off on campus or something over the weekend, so that way
okay.
you have them. Because that's what Catherine and I were just kind of talking about,
Oh, okay.
making sure you
Sorry
have
about
those.
that.
No, it's okay. It's all right. This is why we practice. So we work it out before we get to the day of. All right.
Okay.
What we'll do is press the escape button. All right. Now you can do it in this way. It's much more difficult to see though. So we're gonna do a couple things. I think the easiest way. Give me access here for a second, because I just want to make it to where I can see your screen real good and you can still see what you're doing. You gave it to me? All right, there we go. Minimize your ribbon. It didn't get smaller.
Can you move this
All
the
right,
thing
there we go.
right here that's in the middle to the side part? No.
Nope.
Go back. Come back. I think I got it moved.
Which thing are you gonna move?
Where it has like the option to mute or to,
Oh, okay, yeah, you got to do that. Go ahead, because I can't see that.
oh,
You see, there's an orange button at the top that will do
gotcha.
that for you. You did it? Okay. All right. Just one more thing, because I just want to be able to see this. Oh, maybe you took it back.
Oh man, I can't. Jeez.
What's going on?
Great. I was trying to get it off the screen, and it came through the other side.
Yeah, because I have control of your mouse. Hold on one second. Let me do something real quick, and then I'll give you back control of the mouse. I think it's because I have control of it. I'm just trying to make sure I can see what you have up here. Oh,
Okay.
that's too big. That's too big. That's too big. I want to be able to see your screen, full screen if possible. Okay, that'll work. Now I'm gonna give it back to you.
You did?
Hold on, I'm doing it now. Okay, you see on your control panel at the top where it says screen sharing, and it's showing your screen. You see give keyboard and mouse.
No.
You don't see a button that says that?
No, I don't. But I'm gonna try to move this like I did before, real quick.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I don't mean
No, it's
to.
okay. You should be able to do it. I'm not sure why it's not
Okay.
letting you. Okay. All right, and we'll start over. Okay.
All right.
So go back to slide 1. Do your intro. We start from the very beginning, top of your 10 minutes. You're gonna have to click through you're gonna have to just click on each one when you're doing it this way, so that you can still see what you have at the bottom. So just go click on slide 1.
I'm trying to go back. I can't go back.
What do you mean?
You said click the button to go back.
No, like
The
click the
arrow.
actual slide. Click the actual slide.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that only works when you're in full screen. Since you're not in full screen, you're gonna have to click through each slide. And once you click on slide 1, Then you can press the down button to go to the next one. But I would just click each slide. That's the safest way so you don't move anything on your presentation if you don't have your screens, your page is locked.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry. Once again, my name is Daisy Torres. My topic is on air pollution. Climate risk on air pollution. Okay. Definition of air pollution is a mixture of solid particles in the air, car emissions, chemicals from factories, dust, pollen, and mold. When ozone forms, and air pollution is also called smog. Air pollution can be defined as the presence of toxic chemicals or compounds, including those of biological origin, in the air at levels that pose a health risk. In an even broader sense, air pollution means the presence of chemicals or compounds in the air which are usually not present and which lower the quality of the air or cause detrimental changes to the quality of life, such as the damaging of the ozone layer or causing global warming. Types of pollution would be radiation, chemical, oil spills, and noise pollution. Almost any toxic chemical could make its way into the atmosphere to pollute the air that we breathe. Aerosol particles, clouds of liquid and solid particles in a gas that are found in the air may also contain pollutants. The chemical compounds that lower the air quality are usually referred to as air pollutants. These compounds may be found in the air in two major forms, in a gaseous form or gases, and in a solid form, as particulate matter suspended in the air. That's the definition. The causes of air pollution, as you see, I have a graphic picture of primary pollutants, which are carbon monoxide, nitrous oxide, sulfur dioxide, ammonia, nitrogen, volatile organic compounds. The secondary pollutants are sulfur trioxide, nitric acid, sulfur acid, hydrogen peroxide, ammonia, ozone, O3, and particulates. Causes of air pollution. Air pollution is probably one of the most serious environmental problems confronting our civilization today. Most often is caused by activities such as mining, construction, industrial work, and agriculture. However, natural processes such as volcano eruptions and wildfire may also pollute the air. But their occurrence is rare and they usually have a local effect. Unlike human activities that are a particular cause of air pollution can and contribute to the global pollution of the air every single day. Outdoor and indoor air pollution, ozone depletion, ozone destructed by chlorine and bromine allows more ultraviolet radiations to reach the earth. Greenhouse, here with me a second. Causes of air pollution, contributes to the air, but the occurrence is rare and they usually have, oh, wait a minute, I think I got a little off. Sorry, wait. Air pollution, ozone depletion, ozone destructed by chlorine and bromine allows more ultraviolet radiation to reach the earth. Greenhouse effect, some long wave radiation is absorbed by greenhouse gases and re-emitted to the earth, which leads to increased warming, the enhanced greenhouse effect. The air quality in the presence of sunlight reactions between volatile organic compounds and nitrogen oxides can lead to the formation of smog. In most cases, air pollutants cannot be seen or smelled. However, that does not mean they do not exist in high enough amounts to be a health hazard. Additionally, a number of gases are linked to the so-called greenhouse effect, which means that those gases retain more heat and thus contribute to the overall global warming. The most common example of a greenhouse gas is carbon dioxide, which is emitted from many industrial processes. Another example is methane, which is also an explosive gas. That's the causes of air pollution. Other effects. Effects of air pollution is health effects believed to be associated with air pollution exposure. Among them are respiratory diseases, including asthma and changes in lung function, cardiovascular diseases, adverse pregnancy outcomes such as preterm birth, and even dry eyes and death. Air pollution has serious effects on the human health, depending on the level of exposure and the type of pollutant inhaled. These effects can vary, ranging from simple symptoms like coughing and the irritation of the respiratory tract to acute conditions like asthma and chronic lung disease. Skin problems and irritations can develop due to prolonged exposure to several air pollutants, and a variety of cancer forms may develop after inhaling air contaminants. Air pollutants that have serious negative effects on the human health can be classified as toxic and non-toxic. The greenhouse gas trap, hold on a second, sorry, bear with me. The greenhouse gas trap eat and make the planet warmer. Human activities are responsible for almost all of the increase in greenhouse gases in the atmosphere over the last 150 years. The largest source of greenhouse gas emission from human activities in the United States is from burning fossil fuels for electricity, heat, and transportation. The primary source of greenhouse gas emissions in the United States is electricity production, generates the largest share of greenhouse gas emissions. Approximately 7% of our electricity comes from burning fuels, mostly coal and natural gas. Greenhouse gas emissions from transportation primarily comes from burning fossil fuel for our cars, trucks, ships, trains, and planes. The greenhouse gases from industry primarily come from burning fossil fuels for energy, as well as greenhouse gas emissions from certain chemical reactions necessary to produce goods from raw materials. Commercial and residential greenhouse gas emissions from business and homes arise primarily from fossil fuel burned for heat, the use of certain products that contain greenhouse gases, and the handling of waste. Greenhouse gas emissions from agriculture come from livestock such as cows, agricultural soils, and rice production. Those are the effects. I have this like I have a chart there with the effects like climate change and air pollution for the gases. It's GHG for climate change. For air pollution is NOx, SO2, VOC, believe it's volcano, and PM. The effects for climate change is global. For air pollution is local and regional. The human health effects for climate change is indirect through effects of global warming. The effects to air pollution is direct breathing problems for healthy people, eyes, nose, throat, and lung irritation, asthma, chronic bronchitis, heart disease, death. Time scale of effects for climate change is long-term in the future. For air pollution is short-term and immediate. Environmental effects for climate change is global warming, rising sea levels. For air pollution is acid rain and smog. The major anthropic sources for climate change is burning of fossil fuels for motor vehicles and industry, mostly energy sector. For air pollution is burning of fossil fuels, mostly from industry and motor vehicles. Effects and impacts of air pollution on our environment. Air pollution has an extremely negative effect on our environment, and the most obvious negative effect is on our health. According to World Health Organization, 2.4 million people die each year from causes directly attributed to air pollution, mostly from different respiratory diseases, but it can also lead to heart problems. Air pollution has a negative impact on climate change. Harmful emissions are not only polluting air we breathe, but are also greenhouse effect much more impact by increasing average temperatures on our planet. Acid rains destroy habitats of many animals, pollute water by affecting their acidity, and great damage to many ecosystems. Yeah, that's right. Bear with me. How to control risk factors of air pollution. Avoid driving vehicles, avoid smoking cigarettes, Conserve energy, turn off lights, computers, electrical appliances. Do not dispose household chemicals or cleaner agents down the sink or toilet. Additional solutions are below. Air pollution, how to control air pollution, maintaining a healthy distance between the industrial and residential areas. The chimneys should be constructed tall inside so that the emissions must be released higher up in the environment. The sulfur must be removed after burning. The gasoline must have anti-knocking agents. The mining areas should be planted with trees. The coal fuel should be replaced with gas fuel to control the air pollution. The automobiles must be designed with emissions control system. The waste must be removed and recycled in the industrial plants and refineries. Plants like pine and ridge need to be planted to metabolize the nitrogen oxide and other pollutants. How to control the risk factors of air pollutants, avoid driving vehicles, avoid smoking cigarettes, conserve energy, turn off lights, computers, electric appliances, do not dispose household chemicals or cleaning agents down the sink. As I said, additional. Okay, so also
Actually,
the
past your
environmental.
time. I'm going to let you keep going, but I just want to let you know you've gotten to your time, okay? But I want to hear the rest of what you have because it's your last slide, I think. So,
Okay.
so tell me what you were going to tell me. All right.
So what I chose for the end was that the United States Environmental Protection Agency developed the EPA strategic plan for 2018 to 2022 to refocus on the agency back to its core mission and restore power to the states through cooperative federalism and lead the agency to improve process and adhere to the rule of law. The EPA's mission is to protect the human health and the environment. Their goal one is the core mission, deliver real results to provide Americans with clean air, land, and water. Goal two is cooperative federalism. We balance the power between Washington and the states to create tangible environmental results for the American people. Goal three is rule of the law and process, administer the law as Congress intended to refocus the agency on the statutory obligations of the law. Help keep our air clean. That was it. And
Okay.
then
Let's see it.
my citation.
All right. Okay. So I'm loving the information that you have here. You have a lot of information. But one thing that was different right here from every time I've talked to you is I couldn't hear that passion in your voice as you talk about the stuff you talk to me about uh, concerning the topics from this class. Even when you talk to me about how you feel about the program and all of that. And I think it's because you were reading. One thing that Kay always suggests, and I suggest it too, I'm not so much so, I can't put it all down and just memorize that. So I learn it so that I'm bleeding it. Okay. And then I talk to you about it. And Kay always says, if you have it written down like this, to either in a mirror or videotape yourself or record yourself saying it, reading through it. But then when it's time to present it, put that down and talk to us. Because one thing, well, a couple things. So when you had to stop to find your place reading in the slides, you would lose. You lose 5 to 10 seconds, you know? And so that's something to think about, because if it wasn't for that, you would have finished actually perfectly on time. I don't know if you noticed that. Yeah, so that's one thing to think about. Make sure.
How do I see you guys? How do I go to see you guys?
Oh, hold on, wait. Okay, you can still see your control panel, right?
Yes.
Okay, you got 3 buttons clicked. The mic, and below that is the camera. Below that is the screen. Click that screen sharing button, and it'll stop sharing your screen, and you should be able to see us after that.
Or the webcam on the screen?
The screen. I just took it from you. You should be good. Can you see us now? No? That's not, that's
We can see
weird.
you.
Yeah, we can see you.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you see click the go to meeting button at the bottom of your computer screen and you should be able to see us. Uh-oh, I might have to make you presenter again so I can see what you're seeing.
Share screen request has been sent. Okay.
Oh, you're asking me to make you the presenter. But that's not going to help you be able to see us. I'm not sure why it's. Okay, let's try that again. Where's your screen? Are you sharing your screen still?
Yes.
So we should be on a window somewhere on your screen. This is what I'll do.
I just don't know where it's at, right?
All right,
I just don't know.
hold on. Okay, if you go to the bottom of your screen, you see where it says go. The very bottom of your screen, the icons down there. There is a go to meeting icon at the bottom of the screen. Yeah, to the right, far. Go back down, all the way back down, and go to the far right. Far right, right there. Click that icon. To the right, the one that's the go to meeting, not the PowerPoint, but next to it. There you go. Click that one. And you still don't see us?
No.
Okay, so I need control of your mouse because as you click that, you should be able to see us. Are you clicking the one that says go to meeting?
Yeah, now
One
just
time.
let's see.
Okay. Because sometimes you click it once and you click it again, it'll take it back away before you ever get to see it.
So
Yeah, just
difficult,
one
right?
time. No. You're not. There you go. Click go to meeting one time. Okay. Now give it a second. It's loading something. And if you want to try minimizing your screen too, that might help. Yeah, minimize that. And minimize that guy. That does not make any sense. So I am going to now take over your computer. I'm taking over your computer. Let's see. And we're going to figure out why this is happening. What kind of computer do you have?
I have an HP.
Okay.
Laptop.
Brand new?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell. I haven't had to work things out yet. Yeah.
I'm trying.
No, it's not a bad thing. Lucky you. I want a new one. I need a new one. Jeez. Okay. I'm trying to get mouse control.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not gonna let me right now. Let's see if it'll still give it to me. Okay. Yes, I do have it. Okay. Why is GoToMeeting totally gone for you? Let's go back to your Internet Explorer. GoToMeeting. Let's try reloading it. Maybe it'll have you join again or something. I just don't understand. Okay.
Yeah, I see.
Now it's reopening. Okay. So one thing you can do in the future if that's happening, yep, because here it comes. One thing you can do is reload the page. Session's already running. Okay, well, where is the session if it's already running? Let me mess with that here. Hold on. Let's see this. One more time. Here we go. Okay, this thing
is a problem. I'll figure it out.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Come on. Okay, so I think we're not going to be able to, because I want Kay to be able to see this video and hear the feedback I give
Okay.
you. So we'll stick to the key point here, and then we can try to work that part out. But you could see us when you first got on here.
Yeah,
Okay.
then I was able to see me. I don't.
Yeah. So what's going on with it right now? I'm not totally sure, but that's okay. We'll work that out.
All
As
right.
long as you can hear me, though, you can hear me, right?
Thank you. Anyway.
Okay, no, as
Yeah.
long as you can hear me, that's what matters. So, and I wanted to go over a couple of the slides specifically anyway. So, let's just do this. Okay. So, a couple of things. You don't want to read verbatim, you want to talk to us. All right. And clearly, you have a lot of good information to talk to us about. So, be your passionate self. Give us your
Okay.
personality as you talk about it. You want to make sure you don't have to read it. Have the points there, but the more you have paragraph for paragraph for you to read, the less likely you are to talk to us. Okay? And it's really important that it's conversational, especially when you're covering this topic and you have so many important points in there.
Okay.
In the same sense, because it is a lot of good information, you want to make sure you're able to talk to us, but that you have these impactful slides there. So one thing I consider, and especially in this case, it became a little problematic because you've got really small font and full paragraphs on the slides, right? And so you want to make
Yes.
sure you kind of have big enough font that we can see something really clear, and you want to have talking points. If one
I don't.
point is multiple lines of
I don't
information,
really
that's
know
too
how to
long.
do that.
So that's something we can talk about, outside of here.
Okay.
I'll go through even and kind of make some points to you, but even like here on this slide, right? You could have
Yes.
air pollution at the top, and you might have, a mixture of solid particles in the air. You might have, when ozone forms air pollution, it's called smog. You might just have under that a bullet point that says smog, and then you talk to us about it.
I mean, I did. I had it before, and then I took it out because I don't know. Like I had it on a bigger font, and
Mm-hmm.
I tried to put like a bigger font, and then right under it. But I don't have great skills with this PowerPoint, so I was just trying. So I just said, let me just put that information on the top and the rest on the bottom.
Mm-hmm. And that's
But okay.
okay. It's not a bad thing. So that's the reason why we do this draft presentation thing, because we want everybody to be able to work out the kinks. And very oftentimes, usually half of the class has like all this experience with PowerPoint and stuff like that, and half of the class has no experience with PowerPoint. So that's why we do this rehearsal presentation piece. So you can get a chance to work out kinks, ask questions, make sense of it all. And then you still get 2 weeks to go back and figure out what it may need to be and communicate with Kay and I in the process, you know. So
All
that's
right.
why I don't, anything I'm telling you, I promise you, if you had been on here before, be conversational. Natika's here all night. He could tell you. We've been saying it over and over
Yeah.
again. Be conversational. Use bullet points or talking points. We've said the same thing to everybody because this is just, it's a learning experience, but that's why we're here, so that we can
Yes.
work this part out. So don't take anything to
Thank
heart. Just take it as
you. Not
constructive
at all.
criticism.
Thank
I
you.
promise you. Okay. We just want to make sure you come out of here when you go to the next class or next semester. Every single one of those presentations you have to do, a lot of this stuff will come a little easier, and that's our hope. So if for some reason it doesn't, I need you to let me know that so we can make sure we're doing our
Of
job.
course.
Okay.
Of
All
course.
right. Okay.
Thank you.
So another thing. Okay, we talked about titles with the slides. This right here, hugely impactful graphic. Like, with that being said,
Everything.
yeah, exactly. So because of that, this needs to be the majority of your slide. You put that causes of air pollution as a title up at the top where we can see it good and clear, but then making that graphic boom, because it really, that stands out a lot. and it's not, some graphics will be kind of put you in fear and that kind of thing. It's actually aesthetically pleasing, so people will read it and read about those primary pollutants, and those things stick, and you see how they impact, and reading about the secondary pollutants and seeing how they impact just by the arrows. That's hugely impactful, and it gives you a lot. It allows a lot of room for you to talk everything that's down here in this
Yes.
paragraph. So just make sure you make that bigger and make your title bigger and at the top in the center. And like I said, if you
Okay.
want to plan a time, not the Thanksgiving weekend, holiday weekend. My grandmother's turning
Okay.
75, so I'm gonna be busy doing that in the country over the weekend. The week
Happy birthday.
before, thank you. Yes, it's hugely huge blessing to still have her around. So
It's a blessing.
yes,
Right. God
definitely,
bless.
definitely. But you know, if you want to be able to log on after you've made some of these changes before you present, let me
Okay.
know and we can go through it, look at it again, whatever, or even helping you to maneuver where your stuff is and how you put it, and all of that as well. I
Okay.
forget her name in the library. I can't believe she'll be so mad at me if she knew I forgot her name. But there's a couple people actually in the library, but there's a lady with long locks that sits in the back of the library on the Manhattan campus. I don't know if you're ever there. Well, yeah, over the weekends you guys
I
got
mean,
to.
I go on Saturdays. On Saturdays, I'm there in the morning.
Okay, I'm gonna email her, see if she's there on
I
Saturdays. But
see.
between her or Emma Thompson, somebody that's in there could also, they'll work with you and help you get it exactly how you want it, and they'll
Yes,
sit right
yes,
there with you. Yeah. So
Okay.
yes.
yeah, they're a big help too. So let me see. Okay, I said that about the bullet points. Oh, slide 4. You've got some impactful information on here. Okay. But that graphic, again, another very impactful graphic. We want to highlight that. And I think it's probably, when you full screen, it's probably big enough, but you have an opportunity to make it bigger. And you could have a title, Effects of Air Pollution, right? And maybe you put a couple of those in
Yes.
bullets, right? You could put asthma, changes in lung function, cardiovascular disease, adverse pregnancy outcomes. Those are your bullet points. So you talk to us about it, and then you talk to us about this graphic as a whole, which is what I think you do, but talk to us about it. Okay? So
Okay.
go over what it is that you're reading, and then one thing might be a good example, put it in your own words. So read it first, but then after you read it and you make sense of that content, talk it back to yourself of how you would say what you read, because
Okay.
that's often, it helps us to stick with you more when we're hearing you and not you reading someone else's direct thought. You know what I mean? In some cases
Yes.
you want to read verbatim because some stuff is, it might be a statistic.
It's educational. Yeah, you learn it like I learned reading all that information. Yes.
Definitely, definitely. So but when you're educating us, you want to kind of do like you see even Kay do in the lectures, and talk with us about it. Let's
Teach.
see. Slide 6. This slide number 5. Awesome. Yeah. Again, really, really impactful. And I like that you went through each thing and kind of talked about it. That point about the EPA strategic plan. That's next
Yes.
slide, right? Let me go down here. Alrighty. Yes. Okay. This as well. So you mentioned the EPA strategic plan. That's a really important point that you talk about there. So make sure you touch that like you did. And then the other
Okay.
thought, you have this graphic down here that could ultimately be the slide, because if you're reiterating some of these points, that what you read right there, how to control risk factors of air pollution. That's a
Yes.
great slide title, but the rest of this stuff, you could just talk to us. Tell us to avoid driving vehicles, avoid smoking cigarettes, conserve energy.
Okay.
Like, for instance, turn off your lights. As Teddy Pendergrass would say, turn off the lights. Okay,
Mhm.
it's getting late. I'm sorry. um, Computers, electrical, like everything that you said, the way you said it, but as opposed to having it as a paragraph here. This is another opportunity where
Okay.
you could do bullet points, or you could actually make that graphic the main point of your screen, because it being down there small like that is hard to see.
I was trying to pull it up. It was like hard. Like something, it would expand really big, and it was
Yeah.
like Jesus. I was trying to.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's another thing we could work with too. Oftentimes, if you come up here to picture tools and format,
Okay.
let's see, I haven't done this in a while. Changing the size. So you're usually able to alter your picture size without, okay, so one thing you do, you lock the aspect ratio. Just make sure that as you make it bigger, it gets bigger proportionately. Okay?
Okay.
The other thing is oftentimes, I'm not going to click it right now, or maybe I will, and then we'll just so you can see what it does.
But how do you pull it up? That was like I was pulling it up, and then it was like way out of the.
Oh, like too big, you're saying?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So with it like this, and I'll undo this in a minute, but I just want to. Okay. So that button allows to actually make it the like exact size to kind of fit the screen. And then you come
Okay.
to any one of these corners and you can adjust it accordingly. If you adjust it from the corner, it'll always stay proportional.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's an idea. I'm not going to leave it like that. Let me just undo what I did. Can I undo what I did? Does that work on my computer? It does not. All right. So I'll put it back how you had it or where you had it. And you mess with this as you want. Okay. But one thing that can be your friend when you have a graphic, a couple things actually, is coming to this format toolbar. If you have to mess with the size, always hit one of these arrows. It gives you more options so you can maintain a proportionate picture. Okay?
Okay.
So what I did I clicked this button, best scale for slideshow, and it makes it big and like perfect size. And then you're able to come from the arrow and bring it to whatever size you actually really want it to be. And it'll keep it clear. It won't like dissolate the picture. Okay? So that's one thing. Similarly, though, when you have these up, you can also, and this will help with placing like your text boxes and your titles and things like that. Sorry, let me bring this back down so we can see it. Okay, so let's say you want to make sure something is centered or anything like that. And one thing I always do, because I send a lot of presentations to do presentations other places. So I might send it to the association president for consideration for this event they're doing. And when I do that, I always select everything on my slide and I group it. You see this button here that says group. You can't select it right now because you only have one thing selected. But if I also select that, and you hit arrange, oh, you're still not coming up. Maybe I need to select more stuff. But this group button will allow you to lock your screen in place. So
Okay.
yeah, we can get into that kind of stuff. I'm sorry, because I also used to teach intro to computers, so we went over a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, I never took a computer class. That's the problem.
You know, honestly, and I'm probably going to talk to Ali about this again too, because I feel like we need to have. I know, you know, Professor Slimani does a lot of different tech stuff. He's a genius, and oftentimes he's very over people's heads because he knows so much about all this already, and we don't really cover the basics. And I've made that kind of the point, and we've talked about it a lot, just how we get half of the class usually is extremely tech savvy, and then half the class hasn't had any experience. And to bring everybody onto the same level before you get into a CA, it'd be a good idea to get some kind of intro computer experience, making an option even for the students who might want to take advantage. I don't know. I'll see if maybe they want me to do something like that.
Let me
You have to make a little money to do it, but I would definitely. So if that becomes an option, I'll talk with them about it. I'll call Professor Frank tomorrow and see what's the likelihood, because we do run into this issue, and it would help to just get a in service with this word and all that kind of stuff that you're going to have to use a lot in the program, so that you can know some of these quick fixes and not be a struggle to put together information that you clearly understand very well, make it to where it's easier for everybody. And then once you guys start working on your CAs, everybody can kind of be on a similar level. Because I know in my cohort, we were like you guys, we had 14 or 15 at one point. And, 3 of us were extremely tech savvy. And then everybody, it kind of fell on 3 people to format the plans and format the exercises and things like that. And it's good when you can walk away with a strong foundation of how to do that on your own. But we can work together for this presentation. When I say I'm here to help you, I mean it 100%. So take advantage, because you have a really good presentation here. You have a lot of really great information. And I want to make sure that you walk away from here being able to submit this for the ASPER conference, which is something that a lot of students that go through the MPA programs at our school often do. And you could get selected. And then once you're selected as a panelist, you're published at that point. And all it takes is a presentation with some good information, and you being able to talk it ultimately. So I say all that to say you're
Thank
on
you.
your way, homegirl. As you know, I'm serious. So because
From your voice to God's ears, girl.
hey, you gotta claim it. You gotta claim it. That's what my mother says.
Gotta claim.
Yeah, you gotta claim it. Words give things power all day.
Amen.
Yeah.
All right.
Amen.
So
Thank you, though.
thank you for making it tonight. I know if everybody's got stuff. And for some reason right now seems busier than usual. So I'm glad you got on here and we got it done. Remember, you were only about 30 seconds over time. So if you don't have to read, you save yourself time and you stay on point. All right. You don't lose a lot of points or anything for the time constraint. And we give you guys access to that, gosh, I'm losing myself right now. I'm tired. To the form. Yeah, we give you access to that form so you can see exactly how we grade you. So literally Kay, myself, and any of the other judges, which are usually Professor Frank and Professor Keith, go on to a For Professors link of that form, and we give you, 4, 5, 5, 5, 3, whatever. And that average from those 4 individuals or those 3 individuals or just Kay and myself becomes your grade for the final presentation. So really, when you take what we give you here, we give you everything you would need to get all 5s on those 4 categories. And we don't leave anything short, and we're not too hard on you. Professor Frank, he'll be hard on you verbally, but he's not too hard with the grading. So yeah, he just gives everybody a hard time because in the real world, they're going to give you a hard time. I can promise you, in almost every situation I've been in, I've got to get people to buy in first, to whatever it is we're talking about with emergency management. I was just with a group of business continuity planners last week, having to convince these individuals, you work in the field. And when I asked how many people own homes, about 20 hands went up. And when I asked how many people have flood insurance protection, 3 hands stayed up, guys. These are emergency managers. Yes, Hortensia, facts all day. It was sad. And I said, guys, really, come on. Do me a favor, the 3 of you, give yourselves a pat on the back. And then I said, now everybody else get up and go give them a pat on the back. This is ridiculous. How am I in a room full of preparedness planners? And most of us don't do at base our own stuff. I keep a go bag in the house and I got a little zip go cylinder thing in my trunk. But honestly, that and renter's insurance, I got my coverages. That's about it though.
That's right.
So if it's like we gotta try to live it, But ultimately,
Right.
if nothing else, you got to be able to talk it, because then you can preach it to yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you can preach it to everybody else, and you can get a really good job in the process. County level emergency managers are phasing out right now, guys. They're retiring. Just in my home state alone of North Carolina, there are 18 county level emergency manager jobs open right now. You're starting at 110,
Wow.
110K for some of these positions for starting out.
Nice.
Okay, so not only are you taken care of, but you get an opportunity to have a lot of experience to engage on a county level and on the state level. And this is something that's happening all over the country right now. A lot of these people who have been in these positions are retiring. So, whether you want to move up where you are or move into something totally different, there's so many opportunities.
Right.
Okay?
Sounds great. I
Yep.
want to get out from where I'm at. So.
Hey, well, it's nothing but time and opportunity. I'm telling you. And if you know how to talk this stuff, most of what I have on my bio, I did some stuff before I got there, but most of it was while I was at the program and opportunities that were lended to me after the program or through the program or from someone I met through the program. And you take that bio anywhere outside of New York City, once you've taken advantage of this program, and people are wowed by you. I promise you. And it will get you opportunities. So it's just about what you want to do, ultimately. But through the program, opportunities like this, these are the opportunities for you to figure out what you want to do. At this point,
Mm-hmm.
I've published two
Yeah.
of my presentations
Yeah.
that I actually started working on in the program. And I just developed them and
Nice.
built on them. And so, not just in this class, in all of your classes, in Professor Chapman's class, where you're doing a full blown research project, take that as an opportunity to move forward and publish. Because one, it helps with your CEM, but two, it gets you called on, as a speaker like Kay. Kay gets paid to go to these speaking engagements. That's where I'm trying to be. I'm like, I paid for a couple of them, but not all of them. Yeah. I'm like, she needs to write a book on that one, but I'm sure she's gonna watch this later, so hopefully she takes note and gives us some tips on that. Um, but yeah, if you don't have any more questions, guys, it's almost 10 o'clock. I'll let you go.
Thank you.
So when I can have my presentation?
Are we
Um,
the only two that was left? Everybody got off?
yeah, well, Hortensia is
Yep.
still on here, but I don't know if we have her sound wise. No, we
Who?
don't. Hortensia. No sound. Okay, yeah.
Oh.
We have her still on, but she doesn't have sound. So, yeah, so there's just three of you guys still on here. Everybody else tapped out. That's it. You want to
Yeah.
just email me the schedule, once.
I'm ready. Yeah. Okay. That's good.
Oh, you ready tonight?
I'm okay if you want to do right now. Yes, I'm okay. But it's almost 10, so maybe you tired. We can do next time too. It's okay.
He
Okay.
said maybe you tired.
Well, I know, right? I'm
Because
like,
we are here like yeah.
okay. Oh, I don't know why that happened. Hold on.
I don't know if I
Uh,
can't see. I don't know.
uh yeah, I don't know why you can't see us either. Yeah, it is a little late, and I really would have had you go when everybody's on. But how about this? What is your schedule like tomorrow?
I'm good tomorrow. Yes, we can do that.
You good anytime?
But tomorrow, yeah, but tomorrow I have lecture until 7:30 p.m. That's it. I have only one lecture.
You said at what time?
6 to 7:30, I guess. Yes.
Oh,
That that's the
okay,
only
okay.
hour.
So, how about you want to do it early?
Yeah, sure. I'm ready.
Okay. Let's what you'll do is click on the
Ah, there
same
you go.
link you clicked on for tonight.
Okay.
Okay. Tomorrow,
Yeah. Okay.
hold on, let me check my schedule real quick. So I think I have a couple calls tomorrow. What is this? Why is it on December? Hold on. You didn't we're still here, but we're about to get off in a minute. He and I are gonna log on tomorrow. Um,
Yeah, I was heavy.
it's okay.
Oh,
I have an 11 a.m. So how about we aim for lunchtime? I'll be a little busy. let's say 10:30 a.m.
10:30 a.m. I'm okay. Yes, ready.
That's good?
Sure. Good.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
Cool. So we'll aim for 10:30 a.m. I won't send another meeting invite, but just
No,
go.
no, no. I'll be here at
Okay.
10:30. So don't worry.
So yeah, you and
Yeah.
you just click this same link that you clicked for tonight,
Okay.
and
Yeah, no problem.
I'll log on at the same time, 10:30, and
Yes.
we can do it. We'll do feedback, and as well that'll give me an opportunity to record you without having to cut the video up and send
Yeah.
it to Kay. So Daisy, I'll cut
Okay, no
yours
problem.
off the end of this, so I can send that to her too.
Okay.
So
All right. Thank you.
you're welcome,
That's okay.
guys.
All right. Thank
Yeah.
you. Good night.
Bless.
All right. Have a
See
good
you.
night. Have a good night,
Bye.
Hortensia.
Good night. Good night.
Thank you.
Bye. You're welcome.
Good night.